And we are live back on Collaborate and Pull Together, a podcast where we highlight all things positive on and off the arm wrestling table. Tonight we have some special guests joining us and rejoining us. Right now on screen with me is JJ Jackson of Major Armwrestling Championships, the future of the sport that is now. I gotta say, I love everything these guys are doing, from the tables to the rule sets to their innovative collaborations. It's unparalleled in our sport, at least in my experience in the sport. I have not seen entities of this caliber working together for a greater good of our sport. Welcome, JJ. Later on, we're going to be bringing on Ian. My partners, Dan and Steve, will be joining us, and we're going to have another guest that was at East vs. West, who is the man behind the camera. Matt Rundle will be joining us too. But welcome, JJ.
Yeah, appreciate that. How you doing? Hope you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
You're a little garbly, but you're good to go, though. I can definitely hear you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just on my phone right now. I have an actual legit podcast setup that I'm working on, with a nice mic and a spot to sit and all that. But I can never quite get it ready.
With my devices, what I like to do is I use my hands-free Bluetooth headphone.
Yeah,
that works. If you hear my audio fine, I hear you loud and clear, and it works beautifully with my laptop. And if I ever need to do it on my phone, it works beautifully like a microphone type of deal.
Yeah, if I had one of those, I would try that.
That's fair. I would recommend investing one because when you're driving, man, it's safe.
No, I know, but believe me, my son has his AirPods or whatever they are, and I always think about getting one for myself, but I just figure I'll lose it.
I thought I would lose it too, lose mine. I've had mine for several months now. Not going to watch tomorrow because of this conversation. They're going to be gone for the rest of my life existence.
Yeah.
But
am I sounding crappy? Because
there is a little bit of like garble going on. It almost sounds like
I can hear it too. I can hear it on the thing. So should I try to jump out and jump in, or
if you want to jump out, jump in and see if that helps?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to.
That's all right.
I don't want it to be annoying to listen to. You know what I mean?
You do what you got to do, man. I'll let you jump in and jump out. While he's getting his audio and everything squared away, we're going to be talking with JJ Jackson about, and Steve Fernandez as well. They're running a few minutes behind, but they're going to be joining us to talk a little bit about the Arm Battles of Rochester, collaboration with Mac. And we got Ian Carnegie going to be joining us with Dan the Hat Centrello, with I think we're going to also have a couple other people on with us. Oh, it's my audio. Yeah, my audio's fine. Anybody who's in the chat, can you please tell me if my audio's all right? Hey, Jeremy Parker, what's up? Drew Rivers, what's up? Arm Battles of Rochester. I'm thinking your phone may have gotten fried, Dan. It's vibrating when I talk. Oh, shit. I wonder if it's my thing then. All right. Let me see. If I just go ahead. Anybody else in the chat? Can you hear it vibrating when I talk? How's the audio? Some kind of clicking when I talk. Okay, there's a clicking noise. Let's see. That is a peculiar noise. It's still happening. Whenever okay. Only when so it's probably my side of things. All right, gentlemen, give me one moment. I will get this squared away. But while I get this squared away, JJ,
yeah,
I'm going to give you screen for a few moments. You're going to talk about the event a little bit. I'll be right back. I'm going to switch out my headphones because apparently I think it's my headphones. So you sound.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's good because I'm super high tech over here, so I'm sure it's probably not me. But anyways, yeah. So speaking of my little event that I had, we had a really fun weekend here on the 29th. You know, same day as the East versus West event was going on. But at my local club, East Ridge Billiards, we had a really fun little event. We had 7 super matches set up, followed by an amateur and pro tournament, double elimination, MAC rules, MAC table tournament. So, you know, it was a great event. I worked with my other 2 business partners that I have that run Arm Battles of Rochester, Gunnar and Anthony. And they helped me put this together. So it was kind of like a collaboration, Arm Battles of Rochester with MAC. And we put together a really fun 7 super matches. Had a lot of guys come in from out of town and spend the night and in hotels. And, you know, so it was very successful. Jason Costantini came down from Canada. He reffed with us. Aiden LeMay was there. Few of us reffed, you know, Gunnar and Anthony and I, and another buddy of mine, Nate from the club. So we had a good turnout just for having the 2 classes. You know, to have like 100 entries. You know, we had some classes with 10, 12, 14 people in them. So it was actually quite a fun event. The place was full and everyone had a great time. After pool was great. You know, like I said, a lot of guys traveled quite a few hours to get there. Steve Fernandez came and kicked ass in his class and got a bronze medal. So it was great to see Steve and Big Rig, Eric GT, Mike Hawks. A lot of great guys came and supported it. And like I said, drove and spent a good amount of time with us. And we did have Brandon Alcesser versus Cody Smith, a left-handed best of 5 match, which, you know, was kind of like our main event of the night. And so many great matches, including that one. And Cody Smith is an absolute beast. I believe he's from Ohio. I forget the town in Ohio, but he drove up and had a crazy left-handed match with Brandon, back and forth. Brandon, I think, got the first round. Crazy battle though, back and forth. I mean, the videos are out there. If you guys haven't seen them on Brandon's and Cody's channel, and I'll be posting more of the videos on Easy Rollers and on my and on the Mac channel once I get them finished up downloading off my GoPro. But so yeah, it was a great event, a great day. Appreciate all the clubs, Gowanda Arm Benders and Weak Wrist Arm Wrestling Club, and just so many clubs came and as groups with their club shirts, and it was another it's always humbling to throw something together and see people enjoying it and attending. So it was awesome.
Can you guys see me?
Hey
Now
guys,
we can.
I'm having some technical difficulties on my end. I don't know. Can you hear me better now? It's just still clicking on the.
It's still doing the clicking thing.
Is this a business meeting or is this one of those?
It's a podcast.
Podcast.
This is a podcast.
Oh, okay. Fuck. I
having
misunderstood. I misunderstood the meaning of this thing.
Podcast
This is to talk
means
about how much
not a
fun we had.
business meeting.
This is to talk about how much fun we had this weekend, and for JJ to recap for people that weren't there about Mac, and for us. And Matt Rundle's going to be joining us later, so we can talk about how the experience we had, Ian.
Okay.
I'm going to hop off screen while you guys are talking about that. I'm going to get this squared away for myself.
Can you guys still see me?
Not now.
Well, you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey Dan, how you doing, buddy?
What's happening, my man?
Yeah, we're good, man. We had a great weekend. I was just, while Dan was working on some of his audio difficulties, I was just recapping my event up here in Rochester and how great that went and how appreciative I was of everyone. And we had some great matches and great, great super matches and some great matches in the event. Great turnout. So yeah, we had a blast. We had your event on the screen while we were arm wrestling. It was great.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That was cool.
Oh yeah. We were all watching what was going on while we were doing our thing.
Awesome. Yeah, it was. I mean, I have to say, I mean, I was looking forward to your event, but then once this was like,
No, of course, I know,
you
I
know,
know. Hey,
but
speaking of events, are
I,
you? This is off topic. Are you going to be at the event in a couple weeks at Steve's or?
yes. Are you going to be bringing down our Mac table?
Absolutely. That's what I was going to. That's why I was asking if you were going to be there. I'll bring that for you
Thank you.
because
Yeah,
because
because
I am attending that event and the last couple events that I gotta do better on my lighting. I'm bad at this. I was telling Dan I have an actual setup that Matthias gave me with
oh,
headphones and
nice.
a fancy mic, and I'm setting up a desk in a well lit
Yeah,
spot to do it, but it's not quite done yet. But
that's all right.
the last couple Mac events, I haven't had a match. I haven't pulled in the tournaments, and I'm itching to
Yeah, it's in the
get
fall.
back competing myself. I do the after pulling, which is great. And, I'm like the after pull champion, but that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. Oh no. What class? What do you weigh? Are you a super?
Yeah, I'm super.
All
I,
right, good.
I
I don't have to play with
90%
you
of the
then.
time I'm super. I have cut down a couple times to do 242s or 243s, but,
Yeah, I don't want. I don't want to have anything to do with you personally.
oh, jeez. Stop.
that's
How
my
fun would it
that's
be?
my class 242.
Wait a minute. Is that what you weigh? Are you 240, 242?
I'm anywhere between 235 and 242, but that's
No
why when
offense.
I
I thought you were bigger. You seem like a big ass dude. I thought you were like 250.
well, that's what I pulled in at East First West. I was like, because I wasn't cutting down to 231.
Yeah,
I'm like,
gotcha.
screw that. So I went up and I was surprised myself. But the 253 guys, that's some strong boys, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. So no, that's good. I assumed that you would be, you would be, you or Dan or both of you would be at Steve's event, and I fully plan on getting your table to you guys that weekend.
Yeah,
So
hell yeah. I appreciate that big
yeah,
time.
of
Do you
course, of
think we'll
course.
have
And
more
how is
tables,
Free
JJ?
delivery.
Do you think we'll have more of our tables by then, or
No,
no?
next weekend. No,
Oh, it's what their event is next weekend.
2 weeks, right?
no. We're
Yeah,
talking about we're going to
Steve
a tournament
Fernandez's
here.
event
We're going to a
is April
tournament
12th. Yeah.
on the
yeah,
12th of April.
2 weeks.
Our event is June 7th. How's the audio, gentlemen?
Oh, okay, okay.
Much
That's better,
better.
Dan.
Awesome. Okay.
Good, good.
Yes. So our event that we'll talk a little bit about later on this evening is going to be June 7th. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for taking over the stream. I was having some technical difficulties. Got to figure out what's going on
I
with my
mean,
headphones.
it's probably going to go viral. We were doing so well.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have. I don't know if you were hearing Dan, but oh my God, it was like the most epic stuff you missed, probably.
I know. Blockbuster
Definitely the
stuff, right?
the viral moment of 2025.
Well, gentlemen,
But JJ, how was
Yeah.
the I wanted to get this in. How was the feedback on the table?
You know what? It's positive, like it always was, because there was plenty of new guys who never saw the table and used it, and it was great. Yeah, just positive feedback. The worst thing that people say is they got to get used to a couple things on it, but it didn't like ruin their poll, or it wasn't anything crazy that they couldn't adjust to. But we always, I gave a nice kind of overview before we started about the rule set and gave a little demonstration on things. All 7 of the super match uh, uh, athletes, like a week or 2 before the event, I sent all of them the Mac rule set just so they had the chance to read them and look them over. I printed hard copies of the rules and had them at the event if people wanted to just look through and read them, so I think that was helpful. And we had a great group of refs there, including Jason, like I said, and myself, and a couple of my other partners from the club that love Mac and know Mac. So yeah, it was overall a really good event. Great feedback from the tables, the rules. We had two big banners hanging on a big wire, and it
It
was
looked great, man. It looked visually. I got to take a peek at some of
yeah,
the matches. It looks beautiful, man.
yeah, it was
You
great.
wouldn't have.
For a local club event, you know what I mean. I was really happy and proud with how that turned
I
out, and the
I
turnout
gotta
How,
say,
how
was
I
many? I
gotta
was just
say
going to
the
say, how many people
the
do you think you
aesthetics.
had?
Oh, we had a couple hundred in there. There was 100
Oh,
entries in the tournament, and like I
Beautiful.
said, that was 100 entries with only 2 classes, amateur and pro. No masters, no semi-pro, no novice. You know what I mean? So that was a lot, and the classes all had at least 5 or 6 in each of them, up to like 14, 12, 14, 10. So big classes, great event, a lot of fun, and great
I gotta
after
say
pulls.
the
I,
aesthetic
I
value
spoke
of
with
the Mac. Can you hear me?
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Ian was talking.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
I was
Ian.
saying I spoke with Cody Smith, and he absolutely loved the tables, and he had like this big speech, like he told me, and I was like, man, you know what you need to do is write that shit down and post it so other people could say, because I can say whatever I want about the table, and people will just be like, of course you're gonna say that you're biased, you came up with it or whatever. But we need guys like that compete on it that explain. You know, knock on wood, Mac has still not had an injury.
when I'm knocking on all the wood I got here.
No, but
And
like, I mean, I heard at Winter Blast there was arm breaks. I heard there. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard there was a few arm breaks in recent like tournaments. Someone
Yeah.
told me at one event there was 5. I mean, that would make my
oh my
fucking
god,
that would make my stomach turn. And even down in Arlington, guys were really praising Mac and everything. And, I thanked them and I said, but, I'm really here to represent EVW at the moment. Um, and, but at the same time, it's hard when it's hard not to talk about something when guys are enjoying themselves, you know what I mean? And the table and the is just an inanimate object, but with the rule set I think it's a perfect marriage. Does that make sense?
I think it's
Absolutely.
absolutely. I was gonna say the table itself has an aesthetic value that elevates the actual event itself. But the being able, so listen, body mechanics is something that I pride myself in, and understanding body mechanics, how the body works. It's my career. I'm a massage therapist, licensed massage therapist of 15 years. I've worked on a lot of different chiropractic and massage tables. Having done so, I could tell you in the beginning when I first got on this table, it was a little awkward to get used to at first. But once I got used to it, something clicked, and it clicked very strong to the point where I feel like a lot of people will have an easier time learning the sport and the body mechanics of the sport with this table in mind, with the rule sets. It's sensible, it's practical, it's fun. These are all things that we all want in a sporting event, right? You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I like the
Oh
fact
yeah,
that you
yeah.
said I like the fact that you said it was aesthetically pleasing, it's ergonomic. You take some time getting used to, but come on, that would that's like the difference between driving on the right hand side of the road and going over to Europe and driving on the left hand. You're going to figure it out. Um, it's it's one of those situations where change needed to happen, guys. And I can't help. I don't know about you, but I cannot help looking at WAF tables now and being like, "Oh my god, it's so old.
Well,
It's
I will
so
say, I,
it's such a it's like looking at a Datsun or a fucking
antiquated. That's the best word I can think of. It's antiquated.
yeah,
It's
like
like
I
looking
look
at a
at
hot rod.
like honestly, I looked at the East versus West tables and I was like, if we could even put EVW, make it a blue and white table and with their logos and everything, and it come on, how cool would a Mac table
Oh,
look on an EVW stage?
Oh my God, yes,
dude,
without a
that Mac
doubt.
table on that Arlington stage, Ian. Oh God, that would
With
be epic.
blue and white embroidery on the edges, or EVW and red on the edges, instead of Mac.
Yeah,
Oh, what's up,
Uh,
Ray?
we got a couple of people in the chat shouting us out and saying hi. One of the guys actually is one of our trading partners down here on Long Island. He is a Ukrainian guy, Ihor. He did a really good job. He got second place, I think, lefty, and third place righty. First time ever competing in the Mac on a Mac table, and he had nothing but good feedback from it. And he said you guys were really nice, and he enjoyed himself. He's actually a junior. I believe he was a junior Ukrainian champ from Ukraine.
Ehor was great. I loved him. He,
Yeah,
he he came in. He speaks broken English, and he was there
yep,
with his wife and his child, and they were super nice. And he told me about some of his experience, and that I'm pretty sure he said this was his first U.S. tournament or first tournament
yep,
over here,
yep.
and so that was really cool to meet him and his family. Yeah, it was
I
great, and
told him
he's good.
he
He did
he's
really
real
well.
good.
Yeah,
He's one of my main training partners.
I
is
didn't I
Cody
didn't
Smith
realize that. But
is
when
Cody
he said
Smith the
that he
best
was,
up and comer?
but when he said that he now lived in Long Island, I was like, he's got to know some of the crew,
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he knew you, Dan, like that.
Well,
Oh yeah,
he had asked
he's
me. He asked me where to go, where he should go to compete, and I told him that's where.
Oh
I
my
told him you
gosh.
guys.
Okay. Well, it's all making sense now why he showed up out of the blue.
Did he have a good
Uh,
time?
he had a great time. He loved it. He absolutely loved it, and he
Did
posted all over his social media
he like the
that he loved it.
tables?
He
He liked
loved
the
the
tables.
tables.
Yeah, and I was showing I was explaining to his wife was asking like where we could see the results in that. So I showed on her phone where she went to the AERS system and that the results would be in there. And so they were very nice and appreciative of the event and us, being helpful to them. So it
You know,
was
we, we
great.
we we seriously have to have a conversation about something with regards to whether MAC results affect American rankings in regular arm wrestling.
yeah. We'd have to talk to whoever runs the
You
airs
know
if you want to
what
be
I'm
part
what
of
I'm
that.
saying.
Or
What I'm saying is because there's opportunities for us, especially if we are considered our own sport. You
Good
understand what I
point.
mean?
Yep. No, that's actually a very good
Yeah,
point.
the AERS system doesn't do any ranking though. You know what I mean? It's just a point system. But I
Okay.
get what you mean. If it's a different
But
table and our rules, maybe those aren't.
there's certain people that will be able to utilize us if we're not considered affecting things.
Yep. No, it could open up a lot of different pathways, I feel like. Just want to shout out Brian Parliament in the chat. What's up, man? Ray
Yeah.
Romnowski, Andrew Rivers, Jeremy Parker again. Thank you guys so much. Cody Smith is in the chat.
No, wait,
Great
no, he's
job this
not.
weekend. Yeah, he
yeah,
is.
he
Cody
is.
Smith
No,
is
he's
in the
not.
chat.
I can't see the chat for some reason, but
Hit the middle button on the app there, JJ. See the three
uh,
buttons?
No, I don't see buttons. I just see 4 of us. I'm not going to mess
You know
with
what? Hang on, JJ. Here, I'll help you out a little bit.
it. Oh, okay. Oh, there
So
it is.
any new comments will be coming up here.
Oh, wow. This just got a lot more fun.
There you go. Now
Let's go.
we got
Oh,
Jesus
Jesus.
Gonzalez.
And Matt Oliver, thank you for that compliment. I know you're talking about me, so thank you. Everybody else, yes, they're handsome, but I know I'm the best looking one here. So thank you.
This guy has a hard enough time fitting through the door already. You don't need to gas him up anymore.
Hey, Zeus.
Matt Oliver's
But
in the chat.
yes,
What's up, Matty?
yes,
I just saw him yesterday. We went to John Milne's mother's birthday party.
Oh, wow.
nice.
So,
Yeah, after
Ian.
flying in on and landing in an ice storm.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, that's
man.
right. I saw those pictures of that storm up there. You guys, I can't believe that.
My town literally, I mean, it had ice on its trees, but no snow. I drove into like a perfect conditions, and it was like everything around me. It was like God just put like a cup over the whole city, and nothing really happened other than a little bit of ice on the trees. But like Ottawa got hit fucking hard, like thick ice. Like my new Durango was completely covered in like snow ice. You know what I mean? Like where it's snow underneath but hard packed on the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Ian, what was
Yeah.
like your biggest five highlight moments of this weekend's East First West?
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, we have to give it up to Jocelyn Brisson, right? I mean,
yes,
Yep.
he
you know,
killed it.
Yeah,
utter,
she's amazing.
yeah. Um, I mean, Matt Mask. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
He was the underdog.
and he made it look easy.
Yeah.
He made it look easy. He
The
said to
first
me, we were
match,
outside.
the first match comeback. I honestly thought like after the first couple matches, Cody won. I was like, okay, that's a wrap. But he came back, won. Uh, who else? There was a couple like really good bangers. Obviously, the best match of the night. I mean, that first match. I mean, if the names were a bit bigger, they probably would have got matched. But obviously, Giannis and Mindaugas, that was crazy just because of how high the level of athletes
Yeah.
were and how legendary they were, and it was kind of the passing of the old guard to the new guard. You know what I'm saying? It was and then obviously emotionally, I mean, John Brzenk. I actually it was
I was in tears when I saw him
I
even just
me
with a face
too.
off.
I was pretty emotional. It was funny because I didn't realize I cared so much. Like I mean, I obviously I like John Brzenk and I've known him for 15 years. But we've only been like okay friends. Like we're Facebook. It's not like I pick up the phone and call the guy, but through Devin, I've gotten to meet him quite a bit, and he's always been respectful to me. And I remember when Devin was doing his training for John, like, I mean, we used to have like a dartboard with, I think it was a dartboard with a John Brzenk face, because he was the target or something. There was, I think Devin had like a picture of me chasing him and a picture of Devin chasing John. It was sort of like and it was all like internal stuff. You know what I mean? Um, and I don't know if you guys caught my little, like, in the question and answer period for the VIPs to the athletes. I didn't really have a question for John, but I made a statement. I don't know if any of you saw that.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome. I
did.
saw it.
That was awesome. That was perfect.
Yeah, I didn't really. I mean, what am I going to ask? I mean, any question I'm going to ask him, if I don't know it, is probably because it's personal, right? So,
Yeah.
any arm wrestling related question, I pretty much knew what would come out of his mouth. So, I chose not to ask a question and just more or less give a statement.
Yeah, it was more like paying your respects. You know what I mean?
and definitely a big nod to, you know, a true legend. Do you guys think that is this his last outing? Is this his real last outing, or no?
Well, he was emotional. I'm gonna say if he comes back, it'll be a while. I mean, he's
Got a lot of going
he's
on,
getting
right?
a lot going on, man. Like a lot of discs are getting fused. You know what I mean?
When I talked to my wife about the, you know, who he was facing and like it being a student of his that stayed with him type of deal, she was like, "Oh my God, it's like the reverse of Karate Kid," you know,
Yeah.
and it's like just as emotional type of story if you think about it, because like it's, you know, talk about like the emotions were high in that building. I could feel it just from watching it. I'm sure you guys, Dan and Ian, being there, like there was just a wave right there.
It was a different. It was in the arena. It was just all silence, and it was just like amazing. I mean, it was amazing. The match was amazing, and then the press conference. It was like that was like Ian said, it was emotional. You know,
Yeah.
it was
Tell him
definitely.
I had the best seats in the entire place. I couldn't believe it.
Dude, he was Ian. Well, in the for the event, Ian was front and center, VIP, dead center of the table, dead center of the stage.
Oh, nice.
He was right there. I mean,
I just want to let everybody know I was actually VIP at the MAC tournament where JJ Jackson was.
Hey, Steve.
Okay? Just
Yeah.
so everybody knows. Okay.
Steve was in the pit, front row center, VIP only.
yeah.
So-
Well, I got one of these too.
That's awesome, bro.
So fun,
is
Steve.
amazing.
So fun.
Yeah, I have to say a shout out to both you guys. JJ did a great job this weekend with everything. I'd have to say honestly with the reffing, putting everything together, the jerseys, the shirts. You know, kid was there at work too as well. The refs
Yeah,
were great.
yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, everything was phenomenal, man. Everything was really, really good. Ran really, really well.
You know what sucked though?
Yeah.
You know what sucked?
Holy
Wait.
shit. James
Hey,
Crow.
wait.
Did you guys hear?
Wait.
Didn't show up.
Did you guys
Oh,
hear?
look what the wind
Wait
blew
a
in.
minute.
Did you hear that Dan was filming East versus West wearing a Mac shirt? He was on the.
Yep. I did hear that. That was
I mean,
awesome.
hold on, guys. Is James Reed AI right now, or is he
Yeah,
with
right.
Steve?
Where the fuck did you pop out of, James?
What is going on here?
Well,
Yeah, I don't-
no. It's a super. What do you call that? What do you call it?
Super collaboration.
It's a super collaboration
Nah, I don't
AI
know about that.
AI generated.
Superimposed.
I had to work.
Steve,
the
man,
shop
you-
4 hours to stay here.
I didn't realize James was the reason why you were running late, Steve.
That's bullshit. No, that ain't true. I wanted to leave that shop 3 hours ago.
We got in, and
High as shit.
yeah. And when as soon as we got in, we started eating the stuff, and we were already late. I was like, and my girl was kind of pissed off already a little bit that we were kind of arriving a little bit late. So it is what it is.
Can you hear me?
We ate something, and then
I was ready to leave. Long time ago.
we go.
we were there all day. It was a good day.
Matty, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Matt
What's
Rundle
up?
in the chat right now on screen. He
What's
was
up,
also
boys?
behind the camera.
No, Matty was the mic man, mic and athlete liaison.
Yep, I didn't have to do any camera shit this time. It was great.
And
There
he
you
was
go.
he was Ian's driver to the arena.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, I want to say hey to Arm Battles of Rochester, my boys in the chat. Anthony, Gunner, what's up, boys? And also, I need to say, I miss you too, Jesus. I saw you say that earlier. Hopefully, I'll see you in a couple weeks, buddy.
Yeah, man.
What's Gunner down in that bottom corner?
Yeah, right there, Rochester Arm Battle. So thanks, Steve.
No, I thought he was on the screen.
No.
Who's in the bottom? There?
Who's in the bottom right there, Dan?
Can't see
That's
shit.
that's Matt Rundle. He works with
Ian, stop, Ian.
he was working with Adam and Dan with the streaming, and he was the mic guy and the athlete liaison at East vs West.
Okay.
He's
He
an
helped out.
Oklahoma guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's Oklahoma. What's your crew, Matty?
fuck, we don't really have like a crew name. It's honestly just Oklahoma Arm Wrestling.
Ian, are you still
Okay.
there?
Yeah.
Ian's there.
I'm in and out, but I can hear everything.
Hey, without exposing any information.
I was
have
going to
you-
ask you the same thing,
Yeah, exactly. How many calls?
bro. It's
You lose
bananas.
track?
I can't even track it.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
don't
even.
either. I can't even. But are we thumbs up? We don't know.
Ask JJ. I think he's more in the know. I
I'll call you
personally,
tomorrow, JJ.
Yep.
to be fair,
Yeah.
I won't use the name, but I have exited business dealings with him because I don't have the bandwidth. The JJ is a lot more diplomatic and
James,
you know what
let's
I mean.
talk tomorrow. I have
Call you
the
tomorrow.
info.
Yeah. I just wanted Dan thinking all night what the hell we were talking about. That's the only reason I brought
Yeah,
it
you
up.
definitely got my
That's
James
the only
going.
reason I brought it
Thanks,
up. Dan could be
thanks,
like, I
James.
know damn well what they were saying. I think I know. He's
Thanks,
right.
James. I'm not gonna sleep tonight, thanks to you, James.
I know.
Oh man, so we got quite the cast of characters on the screen tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta say, I love it. I love the energy. In true fashion, collaborate and pull together fashion. You know, we got people from all over New York. We got some Canadians in here. We got an Oklahoma guy in here. One of my favorite things about this show is that we always talk about what's coming up too. You know, we got a lot of things coming up in the Northeast. Got a lot of things coming up all across the nation in the sport of arm wrestling. That being said, Steve's got an event coming up next weekend. He's got New York Arm Wars 2 lined up with 10 amazing super matches, followed by a tournament. Steve, go ahead and talk a little bit about that. Tell everybody that, you know, I know JJ's planning on going down there and bringing a table. So maybe we can
JJ,
have
coming,
some
Hey,
matches on the table.
can I jump in? Can I jump in right before Steve
go
goes in?
ahead.
Because Steve, you know, I'm really excited about what you're doing and everything, but I'm going to let you guys know there's a good chance, a fairly good chance that there'll be up to awards around 15 arm wrestling tables in the United States very soon. 15 of them.
I'm
Well,
ready
I
for
can
one.
tell you this much
I'm ready for mine.
from just my experience and perspective. The next tournament I run that's going to be full of super matches and everything is probably 90% towards of me going full Mac. So
Fuck yeah!
I'm just
Thank
I
you.
was talking to
We got the table.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're going to be going away.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
We're collaborating.
yeah. So this is going to be something that I said to Dan before on New York Smokes, the super match series I was trying to throw, and
Yeah.
something I was
But
talking to you about, JJ, too, that I was trying to talk to you about when we're
can I
Yep.
just say something,
Yep.
Steve? Can I just say something, Steve? And for everybody out there, guys, listen. You don't have to be affiliated with Mac or give us any shine whatsoever to run your leagues and your tournaments with Mac tables. I mean, when I was running tournaments with WAF tables, I wasn't like, oh, hail WAF, you know, give props to WAF. No, it was just, I just want it to be recognized as a form of arm wrestling on an arm wrestling table. And if you want to run your league completely on Mac tables, in fact, if you want Mac tables without logos on it, just to run it, or your own logos,
no.
just
No, that's not how this works, Ian. I'm
that's
sorry.
not-
I got to cut you off.
That's not the way. That's
How
not the
any
way.
of this works, man.
There's a reason why
tried and
Mac
true
is
thing
there,
that-
and I wanted it to be noticed. And
okay.
the reason being is because of the way why I'm thinking about moving towards that a little bit more. Is the reason is it's just that it's so fast, it's so quick, everything is so and I'm running 10 super matches and a tournament.
Yeah.
I need it to be faster.
He needs it to be faster.
You know what I mean? I need it to
He
be faster.
definitely needs it to be faster.
It's just what it is. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a matter of fact that it has to almost go that way in order for it to process any faster.
Well, I think that with the rule set and studying them and experiencing a no elimination tournament where everybody pulls everybody, so you'd think that would take forever, dude. That tournament, I blinked and it was over. You know, like it was one of the fastest experiences. James, your head would spin if you were actually there. It made your torments move like a slug. Yeah, James, I'm talking to you.
Hey, Dan, when's the last time you've been to one? When you were gluten free? Yeah. When's the last time you showed up? You know what I mean?
It's been listen, last time I showed up, you were helping run Steve's.
What was I? No.
Yeah,
no.
He's talking about his.
No. I wasn't. I wasn't.
Well, one of yours upstate, and it's too far up, man. I haven't had the opportunity to get up there. And you always throw it on my son's birthday, so I can't always go up there.
Man, that's not true. Well, I did it on purpose, dude. I got your son's birthday on my calendar.
I know. You're waiting.
Give me your wife's birthday. I put one on hers too. Your mom, fucking, I'll do them all, dude.
Exactly. That's why I figured you got that right there.
I'll do them all.
You got lined up with your BlackBerry.
That's too fun. But, it's just
love you, James.
Just a matter of fact of the way everything went. It solidified it almost pretty much this weekend, just for the fact that the way everything went so smoothly. And I love pulling in straps. I'm saying I just love. You know what I mean?
Wait. You were there, Steve?
Yeah, I went to your tournament. Yeah,
Steve was at the tournament.
I made the decision
to starting to piss me off
instead of East versus West 17.
Yo, this is starting to piss me off, man, because I cannot believe how many times me and you missed each other.
Yeah, I know.
No, he wasn't at East versus West. He was over at the Mac event.
I know.
That's what he means.
That's what I'm saying. But
Ian was
I was supposed to be there, and then to make things worse, it's happened many times where we've been in the same venue, same venue, and we haven't met each other yet.
He was going to come with us to Toronto, but I was worried about hiding him in the trunk to get him up through there. And I didn't want to get pulled over and get secondary inspection like we did last time. And they find him in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd have still been there.
That's what he'd come.
You know what, though? He would have been able. All you have to do is get him across. You just have to get him across, and if on the way back, it's not a problem.
I told him there's an Indian reservation.
I would have been at that venue if I was allowed there. 110%. I'm pretty sure JJ knows that I would have been there. I mean, if I was allowed in Canada.
Oh, I know. Of course.
We'll figure out. We can put you in a suitcase, man. That's all. You know, we'll put you in a suitcase, stuff you in, and carry on.
That's all I know. There's an Indian reservation. They were sneaking people across. Travis couldn't make it, but somebody else did. Yeah. March in the same spot.
James, you're gonna get my podcast shut down.
Bart's in the same spot. Bart actually. Hey, Ian, you need to talk to Bart if you can, if you got anybody up there, because Bart already made some calls, and it was like a lot of.
I'm literally trying to help him. I have a friend working on it right now.
All right. I think Joey is too.
His situation is so weird because it's such a fucking bullshit thing, but because of what it is, even though it's bullshit and he wasn't really involved, because he's tied into it. And I don't want to talk about his personal business.
But, I'm not doing that.
You know, it's real kinds of fuckery for him. You know, we want him to be able to come up, but it might cost him a few dollars. I think that's
he's looking at it. He's looking at it. JJ, you hear about the time that Travis threw a tournament up there and he couldn't get across?
No.
Funniest freaking thing ever, man. Funniest shit ever. He had a full tournament up there and he couldn't get across it.
My God.
What was it? Something about threatening a coach, or he had punched a coach. I don't even know what it was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Travis like punching anybody and like
I totally can't.
Like I mean Steve Fernandez. Yeah. If Steve Fernandez was going to fight Travis, my money's on Steve. Like
he would talk a good game. You know what I mean?
We're talking about Travis Pagan. He's a big fucking guy, man. I've never seen him throw hands, but he's a big fucking guy.
I mean, there's lots of big guys that can't throw hands.
You know,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
we're
You know what I
talking
mean?
from experience. Ian almost got into it a couple times too, so that's why Ian's
Yeah,
saying.
I love Travis. He's always said I was like his little brother, but little brothers sometimes want to take a swing at big brother, and he's pissed me off a few times. I'll tell you something. He started talking to me across the table once. I swear to God, I envisioned slapping the taste out of his mouth.
Hey,
I was like,
I love him too, but I've come that close to many times. Many times. We were in Texas one time, and he told my wife, he goes, "Can you just take this stuff back and forth to me and him? Because we're going to end up fighting if I go back over to that table again." And it's always him. It's always him. No matter what anybody thinks, it's always him.
Well, we almost hit him. Matty almost hit him in the going to the arena, and he started yelling. He was like, "This is old times."
Hey, Ian's the one that rolled down the window. That's not my fault.
what was this? What was this? I
When
missed
we
it.
ran into Travis going to the venue.
Oh, when we scared the shit out of him?
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh my God, I was about to shoot you guys." He was embarrassed because we're like, "Get the fuck out of the way. Why are you like walking in the middle of the road?" Like we're literally trying to leave the hotel, and he's like, he must have been talking to a bitch or something because he's just like walking, like, and I'm like, "Travis," and he's like, "God damn it!" He was like, he bitched out for a quick second there, and then he tried to act gangster, right? Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
He's like,
Absolutely.
you almost got it, and I'm like, "Oh my God." He's like, you know how close to death
Hey,
you were. I'm like, "Buddy, come on." I would.
hey, we were in Scottsdale one time, and he goes, "What time are you going to the airport?" I go, "We got to go at 6:30." He goes, "Yeah, me too. Call me." And I'm telling my wife because we were out drinking with him all night. Last thing I want to do is deal with him at 6:30 in the morning, right? She goes, "You got to call him." So I called, and it rang one time. I hung up, and I go, "Hey, I tried to call, 30 seconds later, my phone rang. He goes, nice try. I do that shit all the time." I had to pick his ass up, came to the airport, listen to him the whole freaking way. Hey, you know what? Not to make this about him, and I got to go anyway. But all the shit that people say about him, all the things that the bad rep he gets, all the things that he does. First of all, he says that he's in the game to make money. He don't pretend like he doesn't want to make any money like all these other guys. He's never once screwed me over. Whatever he told me he was going to do for me, he did for me. And the people that he gets a bad rep, and maybe deserved by a few people.
James,
but
you know why though,
maybe
right?
they
James,
I've never had a problem with
you're
the guy
too big of
whatsoever,
a name
ever.
to screw over. That's the problem.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
Here we go.
if it
Here
was
we go.
Dan, he
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
have no problem fucking him over, right, Dan? Like he'd be
Are
like,
you kidding me? Let me tell you something. It's story time. Story time, real quick. Down in Virginia, I won the what's it called, the middleweight division, and I saw that he wasn't originally going to pull, but he decided to pull in that, and ends up pulling with me in the freaking final in the overall. So, and he looks at me, and goes, I'm going to win my own prize, right? And I was like, "Really? You're not going to even give me like a little bit of something, make a show out of it?" And he goes, "Nope," and he smashed me.
Yeah, but he told you ahead of time. He didn't. Wasn't a secret. All right, hey, JJ, I'm calling
All
you
right, buddy.
tomorrow. Ian, I'll
Thanks,
talk to you
James.
about
Thanks
that
again,
stuff.
bud.
yeah, James, I'm not gonna have it. Oh, do you already fuck off or what? Oh, I was gonna
What?
say I have a ton of info for you. I mean, JJ will have everything.
No, I mean I have all the info. I was just saying
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. All right.
In fact, for everyone listening, if you are trying to hit us up with a venue or a collaboration, or could you direct all calls to JJ Jackson phone number? Can I be honest?
We'll post that in the chat.
I'm so fucking tired. I can't even keep things straight now. Like I have about 800 proposed matches right now.
Well, I mean, Ian, not for nothing. You came onto this call thinking that it was a private business call, not a podcast.
I
So,
was I
I can
wasn't
imagine
prepared.
that speaks to how many directions you're being
I,
told.
Honestly, that's a good
my
problem to have,
mindset is
Ian. That's a
completely
great
off.
problem
My
to have.
mindset's completely off. Yeah, I thought this was a business call. Um, but what I was gonna say, tell me if you guys think this is cool, okay? Because I'm really having a hard time trying to fit everybody on a Mac card, right? And so, and not everybody. I don't want to say deserving. Deserving is not the right word, but I want everybody to be able to participate in kind of like what JJ had with those 7 super matches and stuff. But what if we just stopped? Maybe had tournaments maybe once in a while, but we did it this way. If you want to be professional, but you may not be a professional, or you think you are and you want some shine, what if we rented a venue? We say we got 40 spots. Okay. We do grudge matches. You call out somebody, you pay us $50 each, like you would like a registration, and you have a super match, but you're wearing our gear. We do it up professional, and then you can go ahead and use that film to market yourself as a brand or whatever, and that way our costs are covered and everything. We can sit our panel in front of the matches, and we can start doing reconnaissance on who. Oh, okay, that guy is pretty good. He may be ready for a super match or an undercard at a Mac event. You know what I mean? Because tournaments, to be honest with you, it's hard for me to follow them. Do you get what I mean? But if I have a guy, 2 guys put together, I find out their name, I look at them, I watch what they do. I can gain, like, after 5 matches, I'll have some kind of idea who that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what do you guys think of that? Or do you think it just sounds like a cash grab and nobody would be interested?
That seems like
I
a good
think
idea
people
to
would
me.
do it.
It seems like a East versus West, like the qualifying events. Just instead of tournaments, you're just scouting potential. I mean, really, just
We
matches. Like
Exactly,
it's
but we
just
what
match
we
scouting.
want, is everybody to have that professional field of, like, getting on stage. Part of being a professional isn't just how good you are at the X's and O's, is dealing with when you're on stage in the
Yeah.
bright lights. Tournaments can be one of those things where, yeah, I can get to you a little bit, but you're just another face in the next lineup of guys that are coming up, right? But when you know your opponent ahead of time, then we get to see what your prep is like for that person. Did you
Yep.
did you do video study? Did you make weight? Like, we will treat you like a professional. You'll come in, you'll make weight, right? You'll be wearing our gear. You'll get on there. It'll be just you at a time, once at a time. And people say, well, why? It'll take you all fucking day to do 40 super matches.
No, it
One,
won't.
it will not.
No, it
It it,
won't.
it, it
not,
might it
not not
might
Mac style.
yeah,
Not, not yet.
it might take a bit of time, but at the end of the day, so I did 36 super matches out Eastern Canada last summer. Which
Didn't you just do recently like 20 something matches? Not this last one, the one before that?
I
Yeah,
think I think it
yeah,
was a total of 30 matches, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So you already did
At
like
Mac 2
30
we did.
matches.
In a
It's not
reasonable
like,
time. Yeah, in a
yeah,
very
it's not
reasonable
like you
amount of
can't
time.
be done.
Yeah. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is we get 40 matches, and so that things aren't coming out of our pocket. We ask that you guys pay for your way and everything, and all that stuff. And but when you get here, we give you the Mac experience. We'll have the banner set up. You'll look like a pro. You'll come
I
up,
like it. I
and
like it.
we treat
I'm in.
everybody, and that way when we film it, if there's a real banger, it makes the website. Do you get what I mean? We'll say,
Yeah.
like, we'll put the whole thing up for sure, but if it's a banger, we'll edit that and we'll put it as like a solo match, and we'll have your name listed and everything, and we'll give you that footage so that you can start making your own highlight reels and marketing yourself as a brand. In fact, anybody that's ever pulled for Mac is allowed to do that. We own the rights to it, but at the same time, if you've pulled for us, you can use it for anything that helps benefit you.
That's awesome. I like the idea of like that, 40 matches, I think that's there's a lot of places and people that would participate in that. And
Fuck it, JJ. Let's
Dustin,
make it 50. Let's make it 50 matches just to
Yeah.
prove
I
that
mean,
we
like,
can.
yeah, what's the
40 is
difference
easy.
though? What's the
Let's
difference
do.
in 40 and 50? Because think about it. East versus West this weekend ran how many? Almost 400 entries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it took
I only was there for a bit.
8 hours. I
I
don't
was
know.
only there for a bit because by that time, once the tournament started, my blood pressure, my fucking everything, I had to go lie down. I literally walked out because I was just so fatigued, and I mean I was taking pictures and I was trying to be a good dude, you know what I mean, and like. But when you're not feeling well, and I've been on my feet all day and all week, really, and I didn't have a vehicle down there, so I literally my Cadillacs were my feet. You know what I mean? I was just walking, and I had blisters all over the place. I must have did anywhere from 35 to 50 miles
wow,
for the week. You know what I mean? And at
impressive.
340 pounds, boy, I'm still just getting feeling to my toes right now. But yeah, East versus West tournament style. That's difficult because if you use WAF rules, we all know that it's going to take fucking forever. It's just is.
Yeah,
But here's why. I mean, we can do tournaments if people want to do tournaments and stuff. But at the end of the day, we we are a professional. We're major arm wrestling championships. Okay, so I'd like to stick to the super match format, and that way guys understand when they get. So tell me, how does a tournament prepare you for a pro super match? It doesn't,
no, it
because
doesn't.
it
No, you're
doesn't,
right. It
right?
doesn't.
So what prepares you for a pro super match is semi-pro super matches. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Where in advance. You know what? I think I'm gonna talk to the boys tonight or tomorrow, and we should consider doing something like that sooner than later. What do you think, JJ?
Yeah, definitely. We can discuss that, and I'm
We'll
sure. I'm
just
sure
and we'll just
that.
open it up.
Yeah,
I got 50 matches this date. You and your partner, you contact me, we'll put you on. I bet it's never been done before. It's
No,
always because promoters are always so anal retentive. They want to have control, right? So they're like, I'm going to pick this guy versus that guy, and they want to let everybody know how scientific they are, right? Whereas for me, I think the best people to pick their matches are the people, right?
Absolutely.
Because they know who's in their wheelhouse, or. And I would always ask, if you're gonna pick a guy, make sure it's a guy that you think can beat you. That way you can step up. Do
Yep.
you get what I
no.
mean? That
I, I,
that
I,
I,
I
yeah.
to that point, Ian, I wanted to share my match against Danimal. I know he was punching. It was a punch up for me. I asked for somebody good, for somebody that was going to challenge me, and he definitely did. And I got to tell you, he lit a fire under my ass. I feel great about that loss because now I know a lot of different holes that I need to work on, and I've been working on them like a fucking feverish animal. Scrolling away everything that I possibly can with it. So that my next outing, I'm not gonna be unprepared as I was, and have
oh,
all the
dude,
tools necessary.
Dan. Okay, I gotta pump the brakes. You were prepared. You were good. Listen, there was nothing wrong with you. Okay. The thing is there is like you know what they say, was it iron sharpens iron or steel
Yeah,
sharpens steel? So the unfortunate thing for you is you need to go out and find guys to practice with that are 5 to 10% better than you at all times. Okay, so Danimal, he trains with the Ottawa High Hookers. He just has to look to his left, to his right, and he's going to find somebody that's 5 to 10% better than him all the time. Do you get what I mean?
yeah.
So, like, that's the difference, right? And are you as skilled and as strong? I actually think that you have the potential to beat that guy. You just have to. You just can't do it thinking you're going to be able to do it in your basement.
No, you're
Your
absolutely right. You
lifts,
know, it's all about the
just
training team. And
doing the lifts and all that is great,
no,
but you have to touch skilled hands. You have to
yep.
feel guys' locks. Once you get into a lock, you have to find a way to work around the lock. You know, if you're just staring at a guy's lock and you're just burning up, you're wasting time, right? The first thing you do when you get into a lock is how you think, how do I improve my position for leverage? So how do you do that? You push your elbow forward, you re-grip, you come outside the hand, you hit again, you feel that lock, just repeat it. You keep doing it. You know what I mean? Try then connect your elbow to your inside. Anyway, I'll get on the table with you and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm not boring everybody on the podcast. But
Well,
go ahead.
eh, that in itself is extremely helpful because I need to grip up with more people that have more experience. And one of the goals that I have with Dan helping us getting this gym that we have and with the venue that we have is to attract people that of all different talents, but specifically the guys that have been doing it for some time to come out and train with us. We have the facility, we have different tools that you can do different style workouts, and you don't have to just do table time. You can do a hybrid of all the workouts that all arm wrestlers participate in. And we have a place, a venue spot that we can actually host events. That's when we're hoping to highlight June 7th, and we're going to be utilizing the Mac table, the Mac rules, and not for nothing, I personally thoroughly enjoyed the no elimination format. So we're actually going to be doing that from the Table Monkeys format. I think it's going to make it that much more
Awesome.
appealing for attraction. All right.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that idea, but I also like the team aspect, and I like Ian's idea of the 50 match shot caller series or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have a name for it. Um, you call the shots. You know what I'm saying? That's my motto. Me and Dan's. That's our motto right now. And I think, yeah, we need to talk everybody and put something together because a lot of, there you go. Thank you. I'm not wearing mine, but I should be because I'm repping Mac. But we're the shot callers
Shot
on
caller.
crew.
Well, I'll tell you,
We call the shots.
I love that. And I know JJ's humbled by it too. We were talking about this earlier. How many promotions wanna wanna move to the Maxwell style of doing business? To be honest with you, I wanted to stay humble. I wanted to be like, no, we're not trying to take over. We're not trying to do any of that. Who is fucking with the dishes? I'm gonna smack you. What's going
He's fucking
on?
with Wade. Matt,
Okay,
stop working out.
yo,
Rude.
sounds like he's crashing dishes.
Oh my
Um,
bad.
but but the thing is I feel like at this point, once the tables are out in the states, like once there's more than one or two in each state, I mean, people aren't retarded. They're going to see what table is more fun to be on, and they're going to be like, "Oh, we can run a table on this table, or we can run a tournament on this table where guys are breaking their arms and it's taken 10 hours, or we can use this one where they're a lot safer, it's better looking, and we can get the fuck out of here and watch the game." Do you get what I mean? So where's the like? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I won't have to sell the Mac at all because you guys will all be doing it on your own, and we don't. JJ and I are not like we're not like because I've heard promoters do this. Oh, you want to you want to use our tables? I heard Igor Mazarenko. I don't give a fuck now. I'm going to just say it. Igor Mazarenko once sold a bunch of WAF tables, Igor Mazarenko tables, to a guy, right? Then charged him rent for his event because
The
he was
fuck
using
out.
this table. Swear to God.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. I swear to God, I heard it at East
That's
versus West.
despicable.
It is despicable. It is fucking despicable, man. Once you buy a Mac table, guess what? It's no longer my table. It's your fucking table. And what you do with your table is your fucking. You want to dance on it? It's you want to spin on. You want to break that? It's your fucking
Hey,
table.
listen,
It's
we
not
do
like
have a break dance on the team, so you might actually start doing that.
you get what I mean. It's.
How much are the tables,
Oh
Ian?
my God, JJ, are we telling people because they're
Well,
not cheap?
Right now, yeah, it doesn't matter to yeah, no, we're not going to say right now.
No, we'll tell you guys.
It's a
It
working. They're figuring out the pricing
No,
right now
it's
as we
not a
speak.
secret, but we are
it's
literally still like,
yeah.
figuring that like a final product and
Okay,
price with the manufacturer. So it's not even
you have to understand too that these are being made in Canada, and your government is
yeah.
putting these things called tariffs, right?
You
So
Yeah.
so
let's not get
so
political.
yeah. So we're not going to get political, but what I will say is sometimes I go and I pick up a table and I use that table at a tournament that happens to be on the US side. And sometimes that table doesn't make it home with me.
Ah, God damn
Right,
it!
right, Dan? Right, Dan? Right.
Yeah. We, listen,
We
we have no
acquired
idea
it.
what you're
It
talking
got
about,
here.
Ian. I
We
have
don't know how
no idea
you.
what you're talking about. But we have no idea what
So
falls off the back of your
anyways,
truck, man.
the
Right,
point
Dan?
is,
Anyway,
we're not even
so
100% sure. But Steve, I'll talk to you this weekend about tables or whatever else you want to talk about while I'm with you.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more. Actually, we'll have a lot more idea by then, right,
Yeah,
JJ?
oh,
Just
100%. Yeah, like
yeah.
literally by the end of this week, we are in the works with figuring out some final
You know, Jerome
stuff with
Loud,
the
J-
manufacturer.
Jer- Jerome Loud wants a table.
Cody Smith wants one too. He's in the chat right now saying, I need to look into buying one very soon. I had a guy make one that was close and resembles the same size pads, pin pad height for my match with Brandon, but I feel like I need the real deal for future training.
You know what I'm going to say too? We got to find out because I know not everybody's going to be able to afford. Guys, they're going to be more expensive than regular tables. I'll just tell you that. I mean, the quality of these tables is bananas. Okay, they're 100. What is this? 168 or 163? How much do they weigh?
Yeah, just under 170 a
Like,
piece.
oh,
dude, they're
Oh my God.
170 pounds. Like,
Yep.
do you get what I mean?
it's a beast. The table's a beast itself.
The,
Yeah.
the table top is 85 pounds without any legs or anything on it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
built like nothing else, man.
So
yeah,
I was
so
showing
yeah,
my girlfriend the other day. I was trying to explain like what the Mac tables were and like why, and I showed her a picture of it or like a screenshot of a video, and she goes, "Honestly, that's the most professional arm wrestling table I've ever seen." I
Yeah,
was like,
it looks
"Okay, there
professional
it
too,
is."
right?
Yeah,
Right.
and that's from someone that like she watches like because like I'm watching it around the house or whatever, and it's the best looking table.
It
Yeah,
is.
no, it looks high quality, like and it
And it
is high
looks
quality,
purpose built. It
and
doesn't
and they're
look like
being, you
slapped
know,
on stuff.
I mean, there are plenty of high quality other style tables that are being made, but these are made at Elite Manufacturing, a company that
Yeah.
specializes in chiropractic tables, high quality chiropractic tables. They're one of the top quality in the world, in the
in the
industry,
world.
so they are the ones that we've designed this with them, and they are building it to their super high quality standards in their professional facility. This isn't, nothing against the guys who make them themselves or in their garage or whatever. There's plenty of fine quality ones, but these are made in a huge multi-million-dollar facility by professionals with
Guys,
equipment that you see
J,
like on
J,
TV,
JJ,
like, so it's
JJ, you
we're
know, this is actually the first time that actual scientific R&D has been put into a table. Okay, so JJ and I, we kept brainstorming about, and don't forget John McAlpine. He was instrumental, and even your guy, what's his name again? Who built tables for us?
Rich
And Rich, yeah,
Rich Kastner, yeah, Rich
yeah,
Kastner.
Rich Kastner. So we got to pay homage to all those guys and Adam as well. He helped out. But once we got to Elite Manufacturing and we told them our ideas, they got behind the computer and started doing the CAD, right? And they were explaining, and they kept asking us questions, and then they, about arm, like what are the injuries, what is, you know what I mean, this and that and the other thing, and that final design wasn't me or JJ's. They came up with it.
Wow.
Do you know what I? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They came
Yeah.
up with it.
Well,
But
it's
I
Yeah.
like
got
That's huge.
it's like what Dan was saying earlier. You're a 15-year veteran of massage therapy and that type of stuff. These guys are experts at ergonomic chiropractic tables, massage
Yeah.
tables, all varieties, all sizes, manual, electric, hydraulic. So they took it a step further and went to like a high level of R&D, like Ian said, in designing this for the purpose
Oh, it
we're
should, and
using
it
it
should.
for. So
It
well,
shows
no
in my
no arm
experience on the
wrestling
table. It
table.
shows tremendously that there is true thought process. It's not just a table with pads on it. It's
yeah,
more than that.
yeah.
It's more than that. It's
Ian
not.
and I had multiple meetings with them, of course, collaborating and changing things and looking at their designs and then meeting. And, it wasn't like, this was a quick process. This
No, it
was
wasn't a quick.
weeks and months of planning and research and getting the product that you guys see now,
And we got it. We got the original table from them, not our original Mac tables, but the first prototype from them the day before the event. That's that's how that's how much time it took. It just came in right on
Yeah.
that. The other thing I wanted to say too is we understand that not everybody's going to be able to afford that, and that doesn't mean that they won't be able to get the experience. I think what we'll end up having to do is have a insert for our pads to put on a WAF table. Ironically, it works out just the same because the pad insert is an inch and the tabletop of a WAF is at 40. So if you put that insert, it's actually the same height as our table.
Oh,
Do you
that'll be
get, you
cool.
get,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
So,
understand that.
so at the end of the day, what
You
you
only have to buy
do,
the top half. Yeah.
you only have to buy that insert. And ironically, the distance between the pin pad on a WAF table and the Mac table elbow pads is 3 inches, just like our table. It just no one. It wasn't like something I thought about. It just that's the math. Do you get what I mean? So it
Yeah,
actually
that's how
works out.
everything
It,
lays.
wor- so we'll be able to probably sell those, I don't know, let's say $50 or $100 or whatever. And now you just throw that on your WAF table, and will it stifle some of our potential Mac table sales? Yes. But guess what? I don't know about you, JJ, but I never really got into this because I wanted to be a table manufacturer
No, I
slash
was just
sale.
planning on making tables, three tables that we needed.
Yeah.
But
Oh
It's
uh, but
no,
what
it's
Ian is
taking
saying
off.
is what Ian's talking about is the insert. It's not even the tabletop. It's just the pad, the 10-inch wide pad that goes across to the
Oh,
other
okay.
side. In the middle, you remove the offset pads from a standard table, and you just put that insert in the middle of that table, and you would, there's a screw on each side that holds it
Oh, it's like
in,
an adapter.
and
That's
then you
cool.
just use, your table still is square, but you still have the max size insert with the pads and the border, the same as that's on our tables.
And I
Yeah.
love that they're rounded so that when you do go down, you're
Well,
not
the
patting
rounding,
yourself in the
the
corner.
rounding of the corners was just a big, ergonomic safety, you know,
How
feature
many
that
times
made sense.
do everybody who competes at a regular table does the corner dig into your inner elbow of your peg arm? Like I have had markings, bruisings, cuttings galore from the inner elbow up to my bicep on my peg arm
Yep.
because of that.
Yep.
That's interesting. You say peg arm. I always say off arm, but I like peg arm better because it's really, you know what I mean? It's a good way of saying that, peg arm.
Yeah.
It was I was trying to think. Your non-arm wrestling arm is just too many words to say.
Yeah, a lot of the tables we compete on here in Oklahoma are cut corners.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Smart.
Jim Coyle has had these tables forever, and cut corners are. At least having that is better than having a square table.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, regardless of what the
Golly.
pads or other dimensions are, just not
Yeah.
having the corners that
The corners are
are
the worst.
literally in your way, you know?
There's
the
no
worst.
purpose for corners. There's.
No.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why they keep the corners, because the fact is, if you cut the corners off, then your leg base it becomes
Is less
narrower,
wide. Yeah.
right? But what did Mac do? We just angled them.
Them, yeah. Oh, yeah. That too. I was gonna say you could do angle, or you could scoot them in, make the table narrower. It's already on a base.
I don't know. I felt so comfortable this fucking last tournament. I
You know,
don't know. I mean, it was like different.
Well, get used to that, Steve.
I was starting. There's a picture actually with me starting with my leg up on the fucking right on that table. I mean, I never start like that, but I just felt so comfortable, and I was just, I don't
Dude,
know.
Steve, let
Steve,
me
you
just
better not be bullshitting me,
let,
man. Do you really like it
Ian,
like that?
Ian,
Do you
Ian,
really like it like
It's
that? Come on.
for the
Ian.
way he arm wrestles. That table fits him perfectly.
Yeah.
perfectly.
I was there front and center witnessing Steve kicking everyone's ass on my table. And he always kicks ass. He always is a beast at the table. And it was just fun to see him at our event, just enjoying himself and really kicking ass. And it wasn't the table, but that was him. But it was just fun that he was enjoying himself. You know, everyone was, but
I think
when one of your buddies is doing it, it's extra fun.
Yeah.
once you get comfortable on the table, it's like something clicks. Like for instance, for me, like I always say this. It wasn't until I got to my left arm that I was like, wait, I think I understand what I need to do differently at this table. And once I applied it, I demolished everyone left-handed. I was undefeated left-handed. Like
Yeah.
if it makes sense, you can really apply a lot of what you know how to arm wrestle in a much stronger fashion. And like Steve trains a very specific way, and we've talked about this about how he trains, and I can just see, not even seeing him in person, not even seeing a match in person, I can see him feeling so much at home at the table because how he arm wrestles fits on the Mac table.
I want to apologize, guys. I bought too many small, was it small, medium hats? And I guess they don't fit anybody. And
Oh, they fit my head.
did it? Oh, did you buy?
Me.
Did you get one small, medium?
I got a small medium, yep, and
black
it fits
and blue one.
perfectly.
Oh, okay, perfect. But we sold out all on the large, extra large. But I'll be putting in an order soon. Get it down to JJ.
If you have any more small mediums, my son actually wears a small medium too. I got a small
Oh,
head.
I think
Apparently.
JJ, you still have some, don't you?
Yeah, I have about 7 hats left.
Okay.
Save
I'll grab one for the
save one
kids.
for
What
me
color,
for
JJ?
next week.
Okay.
What color?
And
JJ?
we got to get Mr. Rundle one over there in Oklahoma.
Let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
know he's.
I'll make our ninth hat order. Can you believe it, guys? Ninth hat order.
I believe it, man. I believe it. Listen, when you got something
Well,
that
look at
works,
this.
of course everyone's gonna scream out on the top of the rooftops and mountaintops, man.
What do you think of those Mac Tough jerseys, guys?
I
I
love
love
it.
them,
Really?
and
Eh?
I love
I'm
how
all
we have
about to
both of them
talk.
on screen.
I like
Yeah.
the blue and black one the best.
Yes, because that's New York. You're up in Canada right now, bro.
Just calm down, all right? I'm rapping red and white, okay?
like Ian and JJ said, after tomorrow it's a red one, but for that day that was New York and Canada.
Listen, we're all family. But I got to tell
Yeah.
you, when we get to the Mac numbered events, my goal is to put a North American guy, whether if it's two North American guys, I'm trying to do Canada, US. If it's a North American guy and a European, that's what I'm trying to do. Like I want um, to give us a platform for more international exposure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we need more participation on bright lights big city kind of thing, you know what I mean? And that's why we just can't have a Mac numbered event every month. We're not there yet. Like we don't have that kind of budget. So it takes us time, right? You know, one of these
Yeah.
days when someone with some intelligence that is in the sponsorship world and has some real money, once they get a whiff of what we're doing, it's fucking over. Like once we have actual money, forget about it. We're taking over everything. Like I really believe that now. You know, and when I say we, I mean all of you. All anybody that believes in this system of pulling, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna get you on there. We're gonna promote you. We're gonna just, and here's why. You guys have been so good to us. It's a marriage, right? Like JJ and I, we don't refer to us as bosses. When we're just a promoter, you're the athlete, and together it's a marriage. And like it's a symbiotic relationship. I'm nothing without you, you're nothing without me. You can be the best athlete in the world. You don't got a platform to prove it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I got a great platform and nobody wants to pull for me, what am I gonna do? See,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and I mean, I'm not directing this at any particular person. So if you got a guy in mind, I'm not actually thinking about him. Okay. But a lot of promoters out there, um, they feel like their shit don't stink. They feel like, you know, they can charge whatever they want for tournaments and stuff like that, and that the masses will come. Listen, if you really want to, I say this all the time, just like in politics, if guys are fucking being greedy and if they're not given, you know, they think they're too, don't go to their fucking events. That's how you
Yeah.
punish them. That's how you humble them. You humble them, then let them come out and say, guys, you know what? I'm sorry. You know, it didn't handle things right in the past, but I'm going to do better. And then when they've done that, go back and go back and support them. But do you get what I mean? Nobody's better than anybody else. That's the way I see it. I truly don't believe. I don't believe that, you know. And I'm telling you guys, there's been a few athletes that have called me, but because and they think they're bigger than Mac, which is fine. Maybe they are. I don't give a fuck. Like swear
Hmm.
to God, we had a guy tell us that he was available for Mac 3, and he, you know, he was available and he wanted to be on the card, and he was basically telling me that this was happening, and then asked me what I was offering after I told him that the card was set.
Oh my God, this sounds
I
Yeah.
so
go, I
familiar.
go, and
This
I,
sounds so familiar. Just look at your
okay,
text
give me a
messages.
second, give me a second though. He goes, like, so the card is set. I told him we were at budget. And in fact, what's the truth? Were we at budget or were we over budget, JJ?
Over.
Huh. So we're over budget. And then he asks me what I'm offering. And then when I tell him what we're offering,
Did the same
oh,
thing to
do
me.
you know who I'm talking about?
Well, look at
Oh,
your
me?
messages, JJ. Yeah.
I actually don't know if JJ knows who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Of course I do.
Okay, my bad.
I have a feeling I know too as well. So some people in our community have delusions of grandeur. This sport's not that big yet. I'm sorry. You know, it's just not. You know, you're looking for big money. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
You're looking for big money. You're barking up the wrong tree. And you know, you got some entities that are fairly new, like Mac, myself, Steve. You know, we don't got money like that to cough up. We're trying to build up the sport so that we can have money like that down the road. But it ain't happening right away. It's just not. It's not something that's happening like you know, to a company or organization that just started a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years ago. I mean, not for nothing. We all remember everything kind of shut the fuck down back in 2020, and we're rebuilding and you know, creating things, you know, brand new. So
like everybody who asks for this kind of money, for any kind of money, that for a new organization.
Steve,
Come on, guys, be real. Be realistic.
I didn't get your text, buddy. Or did you just send it to JJ?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
I just sent it to
yeah.
JJ.
Well,
JJ, send it to little Ian
yeah,
just so he knows. Yeah, okay.
we don't have to discuss it anymore right now.
Is
yeah.
it the same? Is it the same?
No,
Is it the same guy?
No, we're not discussing it.
Oh,
Fair enough.
okay.
Let's move on to the next thing.
But look, like you said, there are people that are like that, and that it is what it is. And if you think you're like you say, your shit don't stink, and you want to go somewhere else, do whatever you want. That's no problem. But eventually, you're going to understand to learn to realize that you probably should have done it. There's no reason why not to do it. But
I hear you. I mean, listen, it's not like we don't want to pay our athletes. We do. It's just you understand where you're coming in. You come in at the 0 hour.
Well,
And
yeah. This is what happened, Ian. That's what happened. I mean, they see the card, they see who's on it, and holy shit, look at this. And then 3 days before, they want to jump on it too. They weren't around when we were putting the event together, but once they knew who was coming, then of course they want to jump on it. So at that point, it was too late.
It's unfortunate.
We would have accommodated. We would have accommodated. Like at that point, we didn't have money to spend, but I still said, listen, we'll give you flight, hotel, a few $100 because. You know what I mean? Like we don't have fuck all, and that was extending us even further.
Yeah.
But because this was a huge name, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't do business," and basically ghosted me. And I was like, and then no bullshit.
Yeah, today.
He texted you today too.
No,
He texted me today wanting to be on the Mac 4 card, and I'm thinking, oh my God! Well, I already know how this deal is going to go.
He's being smarter already because he's asking ahead of time.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm just thinking, like, bro. I mean, I don't know. You kind of fucked us. Like, we could. I mean, you could have still did that. He could have did that, and knowing he was securing something for down the road.
Oh, I don't disagree. Do
you understand what I mean? Like, if we need you gave us a deal, or you rubbed our back, we'll rub yours especially when we get money. Like if we get money and we look at the guys that helped us, like tell me on our big money matches, we're not going to have Jamie Stake or Brandon SS or Alan Ford on the card. I mean, they've been there since fucking day one.
Day one, yeah.
And they weren't asking for a lot. You know what I mean? And those are big names, and so when we do have money, fuck you, damn right, they'll get a payday. You know what I mean? Because when we were nothing, they were like, you know what, we believe in you, and let's do this. And guys like you, Steve, like we keep talking about doing some kind of collab, but you've done nothing but sing our praises, and trust and believe we hear you and we appreciate that. Man, look at you! You're all macked out. Fuck, I don't know if you're. Are you on the board of Mac? Like, what the fuck? I don't know what's going. Like,
we're working on that. We're working on that.
Okay.
All right, boys. I got to get out of here for the night.
All right,
Okay,
Matt.
Take care, boys.
Hey, Matt. Message me so I can send you a hat. You hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Message me, and I'll get your address. I'll send you a hat or a shirt or whatever you need.
Yeah, and turn your phone sideways so we can see you better next time.
Oh, well, why didn't you say that in the first place, Ian?
Ian.
Really? You should know as a camera guy. Come on now.
I don't get on Zoom or any of this.
I don't even know what I'm on. Again, like I thought this was a business call. Like I wasn't prepared. I didn't even groom. Look at me. I'm fucking all
You're
kinds
a hot
of
mess,
fucked up.
Ian. You're a hot mess. That's how we like you.
I am. You should have seen me when I landed.
See you, Matt. Thanks, buddy.
I looked like a zombie. Take care. When I landed, I did look like a fucking zombie. Like I could barely see. I was squinting. I was like, God. But man, Arlington was beautiful, bro. They have leaves on their tree. Are you jealous? I was like, yo, I saw a worm. I saw a worm crawling. I'm like,
Ian, they probably never lose the leaves on their trees.
no,
Down in Texas.
all
This is
trees.
true.
No, all trees shed their leaves, don't they?
No, no,
What?
palm trees don't.
Really?
And pine trees don't.
No,
Right?
no, but the pine needles are not leaves, right?
Are
But
they?
leaves.
No,
They're not.
leaves in when you live in a warm place and you have leaves like we have on our trees, they don't fall off only if they get cold and in the winter.
Oh, I thought okay. I thought maybe they would shed them and grow them regardless of winter or not. I
This is a
thought,
hell of a conversation.
No.
dude, I've never lived in a country where they didn't fucking fall off. All right, so fuck
I
you
haven't
guys.
either, and I don't even know if I'm right. So
Uh, and he's talking. He's talking like it's a matter of fact. Eh? Yeah, fuck. You know.
that's how you got to do it.
I'm
Oh, I
just
mean,
letting you
April
know what I
Fools.
think I know. That could,
You know what?
Rich,
I
keep
would
it
like
rich.
to see. I'd like to like plant a coconut or an orange tree up in Canada and just fucking see what happens. Like, does it just stay inert or like you know what I mean? Like, it won't grow in our soil or what? How does it
Probably
work?
won't because the
The warm,
climate's just not warm enough.
But
wherever the
so
warmest
what?
part of
What's
Canada.
what's the difference between an orange tree and an apple tree? Because we get apple trees. You know, like how does that work?
So the air, I actually know maybe one little minuscule thing about it. It has something to do with the soil, the different ingredients and minerals in the soil, as
Okay.
well as the climate. The combination of the two interacting with each other. That's about it. That's all I know. My wife's got
Okay.
the green thumb. She knows all about this stuff. She tried to explain to me
Listen,
one time. It
I'm
was just
fucking
in one ear,
super
out the other.
jealous. I'm super jealous of the fact that you guys can grow orange trees. I fucking, I fucking wanted an orange tree. Like,
Andrew. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy a fucking place when
We
when Mac
can't
is rich and famous.
we can't grow orange trees.
Yeah, we can grow
No.
orange trees in New York. You
That's
kidding
in the
me?
southern.
You can
No,
in
somewhere.
Florida.
Yeah, we're not
I
in
got an
Florida.
orange tree in my
No, but
backyard.
Yeah.
it's still attached to your country.
So are you?
Yeah, it's like
Well, yeah,
10 hours. Like
technically. Well, now that we're
So
the 51st state, right?
yeah.
Now that we're the 51st state, you know, fucking Jesus. I do think that we shouldn't have borders, though. I think the Canada-US border should be gone. It just should be like Europe, where you can drive back and forth. Like it should be like that. I mean, come on, you can literally walk across the border. When I was like 11, I went hunting with my dad in Quebec, and it was near the Vermont border, and my dad was like trading like Players Light cigarettes with American Marlboro. What is it called?
Barbara.
Marlboro cigarettes, and they were like shooting the shit. They're like, "Where do you think we are right now?" I don't fucking know. So we were like either in the States or in Canada, but we were just hunting, and nobody fucking knew where we were. We were like, but that's the way it was back in the day. I remember I'd cross the border back then, and I'd be like, "Hey, Bob, I just wait. I'm going to Crash City." Crash City was a store where you could get canned goods that were damaged for like a nickel or 25 cents. So I think that's where I got my strong arms, because I was a little kid and I'd fill this bag up with all kinds of canned goods and I'd have to walk it all the way home.
Jesus.
There it is,
Makes
There you
sense.
go.
little
That's where it
grippler,
all
little
began, right
grippler.
Makes
there.
sense.
you know Fuck, because I love to eat, right? So it was like I go there and I'd be like, I'd waste all the energy doing the fucking 10-mile hike, but Jesus Christ, when I got home, that was like 25 cans of fucking raviolis down the pipe. Fucking red sauce all over my face and get it in there before anybody sees. And then like there's 25 empty cans of ravioli on the counter, and mom's like, "What in the fuck happened here?" Uh, and I'm puking. Oh
Oh
god.
God.
So
Yeah,
JJ.
but now the border is crazy. It's like huge
It's insane.
lineups. Every time JJ fucking crosses the border, I say a prayer to Jesus. I say,
Oh,
Jesus.
it's so fun. I
I'm
feel like
telling you, it's not joking. Like JJ's been pulled over and fucking anal searched and everything. He was like, "Fucking, oh yeah." They
I
put the
feel
gloves
like
on.
Clint Eastwood in The Mule sometimes.
God.
So,
Let's see.
Steve and JJ, what was at the Mac event? What were the biggest takeaways that you guys heard about just everything in general? Yeah, you were
At the
talking.
Mac
At the
tournament,
event you guys were
The
you
Arms of
competed
Rochester one,
in.
yeah.
And,
This weekend.
they hit over 100 entries. I heard, which is a big congratulations to them. I want to say that. Their super matches too were top notch. I mean, every match was really, really good, and everything was ran really well and really fast. I'm saying everything was done by like
yeah,
6:30 or something like that. They started a little bit too, and quick with having all those super matches. And they could have had even more entries and more people, and they still would have been. They could have started earlier. They could have been done by 4 if they started at 12. They could have been. If they started at 11, they could have been done by 3. It's just unbelievable how fast everything went, and yeah. So a lot of good things I want to say out of this weekend. So yeah.
how were the elbows, JJ? Was it like at Mac? Was it like at Mac 3, or were the people more focused on keeping their elbows within the foul pad?
No, it was it was nobody. I don't think any round of any match anyone fouled out. There were warnings, and then stop fouls, a couple.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. Everyone had a good time in the tournament and in the super matches with staying in bounds and on the pad, and it
Hey,
was
why
fun.
don't you
A lot,
guys
lot of,
put
lot of action.
Cody on?
I mean,
Get Cody.
we had super matches that were like a minute, 2 minute in the hook, back and forth, just really fun.
Can you
Yeah.
get Cody Smith on here?
Yeah, Cody, send me a message on Facebook. I'll be happy to send you over a link.
Is he still in the chat?
I don't know if he is or isn't. I haven't seen him
We're,
comment anything
I
recently.
can
He had a hell of a good match too with Brian Elsaucer. A really good
He
match.
did. He really did. Can I comment or no?
Go for it.
Not,
He's in the. He's in the chat. Go ahead, Dan. Send him. Or
Oh, there
somebody.
he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
really.
send it to him right now.
are we able to comment or is it just them?
oh,
You
you
Well,
can
mean
comment,
you
but
mean
it won't go to Facebook though. It'll only go to YouTube, I think.
It's there's like a little lock on my comment thing. I can see them, but I can't. Anyway.
I'll get
Oh,
Cody
hold
on
on.
here.
it's
Okay.
childproof?
Yeah, it's
So,
Ian
no,
proof.
it's Ian proof,
Yeah,
so Ian doesn't break it.
that's correct. I break everything, man.
Once Ian starts, we're gonna lose the feed once Ian starts touching things.
I just put, hey, can you read this? Can you guys read this?
Everybody can read this.
Oh, even the private chat, everybody can read.
No,
Can
not
you?
everyone can read it. Only us.
Just the private chat, just the guys that are on the chat.
On the
Oh,
screen.
okay. This. Okay, I get it now.
This is just for you, me, JJ, Dan, and Dan.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, we got to send Cody Smith an invite, and then he can come in. That's what Dan's working on now.
I just sent it to him. He's got it. So you're welcome to join us, Cody Smith. Just check your messages and click on the link and follow the screen prompt.
And Jesus, thank you for the congratulations for JJ and Ian, all of us. I can't wait to see you. I'm going to pull you, and we're going to have a good time. And
There
looking
he is.
forward. I can't wait to get my table. Steve, we're going to have the Mac table set up. So after poll, maybe we'll do all the after poll at the VIP on the Mac table.
Do an overall on the
I'd
Mac
rather
table.
honestly bring the Mac table to the tournament so everybody can pull on the tournament, so they can get
Whatever you want to do. I don't want to take any. What's mine is yours,
I
bro.
want everybody to get their elbow on that table so they can start getting comfortable and used to it, so they can see what it's going to be probably eventually in the future, which is I would say in 2 months. Everything's going to be on the Mac table. So
yeah,
hey,
we're gonna have it at the June 7th event, right? So the summer kickoff event is going to be exclusively on the super matches and tournament will exclusively be on a Mac table. And we plan on running it very similarly as to what JJ ran this last weekend. We're gonna have 6 super matches and no elimination tournament. I think there's a total of 5 classes. We're gonna have an amateur. We're gonna do the pro division first, women's, and then amateur. And then we're also, just to give you guys a heads up, we have a after poll party that's happening at one of some of you may know who she is, Linda Lynn. She was a commentator or interviewer over at the World Series of Arm Wrestling. She's also the host of CUBB UTV, kind of like a local Long Island celebrity, if you may. She's going to be opening up her home for an after pool party. We're going to have food, music, drinks, more of what Long Island barbecue is going to be. It's going to be right there on the water. You can see the Great South Bay from there.
It's going to be a great way to experience Long Island also.
Yep, experience all Long Island. So our tournament or an event is going to last all day. So you're going to get your full of arm wrestling. But Cody, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cody, hey, buddy.
Man. Phenomenal job this weekend, dude. On the table. That press is fucking
I appreciate
deadly.
it, man.
Jesus,
didn't want to go that route. That was
Hey. Stop talking for a second. Hi, Cody. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I invited him. All right. So I'm going to ask some questions. Cody, could you tell, not everything because it was like a 2-hour conversation, but could you explain to the audience, because I've been saying it forever, but I actually have the least amount of experience on the MAC table than everybody. I have not one official match on it. So now that you've had an official match on it, if you were to compare it to traditional arm wrestling, how does it compare? What is the pros? What are the cons? Could you see yourself being a full-time MAC puller? Like, would this be like something you just want to go in that direction, or do you think that there's room to do both? Like, what's your actual opinion?
Man, so in terms of the table, I like the table a lot. I kind of told people this before even getting the chance to pull on it, knowing that the pin pads are slightly higher, the elbow pads aren't staggered. I think it leaves less room for injury, less risk of injury. You're not going to see as many torn biceps down by the pin pad like you do on the traditional tables. I think you're going to see, a little bit less King's move type stuff going on as well, which
If
is
it's
great.
called correctly, yes, you're right.
Absolutely. And also I kind of like having a little more pad, I'm not a super heavyweight, but being a 220 guy, I like being able to, move around the table and kind of shoot across and really try to get into to all different types of lanes. And I feel like it just opens so many doors for more high level arm wrestling, and it's great. Another thing I never realized is when I threw my leg up on the table for the first time, I didn't feel like anything pinching in my hip. I played high school football, got some beat up hips, and throwing my leg on the table, I didn't feel like I was in a compromised position. I still felt pretty healthy there. So I personally love the tables. Also, as far as pulling in the MAC, yeah, absolutely. I think that, if I decide to put all my eggs into that basket, that's kind of where I'm going to stay. If I'm going to compete on that table underneath that rule set, I'm going to try to do my very best to get.
I love hearing that. So is it safe to say, I'm being a shit disturber right now, is it safe to say that we could call you, and I just started doing this, and I don't know if JJ's gonna like this, but is it safe to call you a MAC puller?
You make me sign the dotted line. Send me a dotted line. I'll put my my signature on it. There it is, signed to the promotion.
Fucking
yeah, man.
Shot
Absolutely.
fired. No,
there you go.
We're right now, as it stands, we don't mind people calling themselves MAC pullers, but we're not at the moment considering contracted athletes right now. We're not in that game yet. But
right.
I mean, I know Alan Ford considers himself a MAC puller. John Terrian considers himself a MAC puller. I know Tyler Bozan and Jamie Staken, and I want to say Brandon also. Does Brandon consider himself a MAC puller?
He's got a lot of shirts.
Are you serious?
He's got a lot of.
No, I don't want to speak. I don't want to.
I was gonna say he's been on every single card you guys have. He's
I
on
My
know,
best
but
friend, of
there's
course.
sometimes sometimes there could be consequences for saying stuff like that.
No, he doesn't give a shit.
Okay.
Man, I kind of cleared my schedule. This is kind of a big deal to me, at least. Of course, any other tournaments I had planned for the year, or any other potential super matches I was thinking of, I was like, that stuff kind of in the past now. I feel like, a new door was opened, and I'm the kind of person, man, once I kind of, you know, devote myself to something, that's it. I'm putting all my eggs into that basket.
Wow.
So, that's
Well,
kind of where I'm at.
listen, we don't want you to. This is just me. Um, I appreciate that. We're not going to be able to do things frequent enough where at the moment where we would even want you to do that. Okay. We want you to continue to go and pull tournaments and get experience and stuff like that. And trust and believe when we have a Mac 4, we're going to get you on there. It's probably going to be Tyler Bozan. And I'll tell you why. Tyler's really upped his game recently, and I think he's actually at Brandon's level or slightly above. And I think before you get to Jamie, I think it just makes a lot more sense that we have a couple matches planned for you. You get what I mean?
Absolutely.
Um, and there's other guys too, my friend. You're a little bit heavier, so maybe a 220 match against Daniel Price.
Oh,
Yeah, Daniel Price. He came up. I was actually in talks with pulling him at an April event that was going to be in Florida in April, and I think things kind of fell through there.
Okay.
That was definitely in talks there. I think he's a Florida guy. I think he's from Florida.
It is.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a
Yep,
Florida
yep.
guy. Yeah,
Dale's a Florida
Yeah,
dude. He's a good, nice dude. I met him over up at Mac
Mac
3.
3.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's definitely a match that I think would be great. Stylistically, I love those kinds of matches. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely open to not only whatever makes sense, but also whatever anybody wants to see. I'm not a very picky person in that aspect, so whatever makes sense.
Cody, I know it's a bit of a hike, but come June 7th, we are going to be doing the tournament. Come on down to Long Island, New York, man. We'll be happy to
Man,
have you.
Yeah, man,
Cody, how
I'll
much do you
think
weigh,
about that
Cody?
for sure. I walk around about 225, 226.
Oh, that's
Uh,
perfect. You're a left-handed forward.
JJ, your guys
Yep.
are signing off for the night. You want to say goodnight to them? Thanks for coming on Arm Battles of Rochester.
Oh my gosh, yes. Love you guys. Thanks for everything this past weekend, and I'll see you guys on Thursday at practice.
Thanks for supporting JJ, guys. I know you're great
Okay.
teammates and everything, and I appreciate you guys making it a great event, even though I wasn't there. I was absolutely torn. I was initially when JJ told me I had to go, like he told me I had to go because I wasn't. I was like, no, I'm coming to Rochester. He's like, no, you're going to Arlington, and I was like, well, don't twist my arm.
Dude,
Big shout out
you
to the
were the
guys at Arm Battles of Rochester. Thanks.
What's that, sir?
You were the VIP of VIPs at Arlington
Man,
with your jacket and all, looking Don, bro. You were like the boss walking in there. Come on now.
I felt like it. They literally had me in the best possible seat. And the guys that were sitting beside me were like billionaires. And the mayor, dude, I got the mayor of Arlington's personal cell phone. His name is Jim Ross. How gangster is that name?
That's
Jim
awesome.
Ross. You know what I mean? And he literally texted me. He's like, anything you need, if you guys come to Arlington. So I feel like that's almost like a call out. Like I feel like we almost have to do something in Arlington eventually.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh God. We were saying that
That'd
how
be fun.
I
sick
mean,
of a
yo,
Mac logo would look there.
we know on that. Well, I never said that venue. Shit. Like I don't got
But it would look sexy. Ian, don't
listen,
deny it.
our
The
whole
Mac
budget
table would
would
look sexy on that venue.
our whole budget would just be getting that friggin' room. If
Yeah.
everybody would if everybody would want to come and pull for free, then okay, we can do it. But man, I can't imagine that venue was given for less than 75K. I couldn't
It
imagine.
was. I heard number of what it cost.
Was it 75K?
Subtract 10.
Really? Wow. That there is actually
That's a lot
more
of money.
expensive than our was well, at least our last I don't know. JJ doesn't like me talking about money, so
No,
I'll
I
just
don't.
No.
I can see JJ was so uncomfortable right now. She's like, shut up,
No,
shut up, shut
these are the,
up.
you know what it is? It's like, this is the part of podcast where now we're all just chatting like buddies. You know what I mean? So Ian just starts telling stories and
Oh, of
saying
course.
stuff, you know.
but I'm telling you, when I have
Yeah,
never
Ian.
felt go ahead. Yeah. I had never felt more like a celebrity in my life. Like I mean, not even when after the Shaq thing, not after WAL. Like I showed up there, I must have took like 150 photos, like
Oh,
pictures,
dude.
and people
I'm
like
I was standing there, video and watching you, and your head was on a swivel. Everybody wanted to get pictures, like you're saying, and I'm watching it, and you have the biggest shit-eating grin on your face. You were eating it all up, and it
yeah,
was like,
I was like this, and then and
yeah.
then I was like, and then I was like. Oh, but did you guys want to hear a funny story? I don't know if I told it already, but did I tell you what Devin did to me? Did I tell you guys?
No.
Oh, okay.
You told us, you told us, but not these guys.
Oh, okay. So apparently, I didn't catch this part. I only caught the rear end of it, and then I'll tell the rest of the story. So while I was still in the hotel making my way out of it, Devin was already outside, and this woman apparently comes up to her, to him, "Oh my God, Devin Laird, my son's the biggest fan. Blah blah blah. Can I take a selfie with you?" La, 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 la. So I don't see this, right? Unbeknownst to me, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I come through the rotating doors, and with a big smile on my face, and I'm like, feeling pretty good about myself. And then I look over to Devin, and Devin's like pointing at me like that, right? I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And then this woman comes over like, hey Devin, do you mind if I get a picture with you? And my son's the biggest fan. And I was looking at Devin. Devin's laughing, right? So I'm like, sure, no problem. So we take a selfie, and I put my hand like right in front of my face like this. So you know what I mean. And she does the same. So neither of us have a fucking face in the photo. And then Devin walks up to the woman and he's like, do you not want a picture with me? And he's like, well, she's like, who are you? And he goes, I'm the most famous arm wrestler in the world. I'm the Grippler, Ian Carnegie. So So he then like takes a picture, and now she's gonna go home and have an argument with her kid as who's the Grippler and who's Devin. Oh my God.
That's
And
just, I love
and
that
half of
story.
the pictures, I gotta humble myself here though, but half of the pictures, um, or people that came up to me and introduced them were like this. They're like, "Hey, Grippler, can I take a picture with you? No problem." And as soon as it's done, they were like, "Hey, do you think you can get me to a picture or see or meet Devin Larrett?" Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I suppose so." Fuck, you know what I mean? But this one time, I did do it willingly because the kid was so fucking humble, and so I come downstairs from VIP, right? And they don't let everybody off at the second floor, only if you've bought in the premium ticket or whatever. And this young kid, I'd say anywhere from 18 to 22, small guy, he says, he's like, "Hey, Ian, yeah, Grippler, Ian," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I was actually trying to leave the hotel because I'd had a couple migraines that week. I don't know if it was pressure, atmosphere, or what was going on, but just being tired and not getting much sleep because Auden snores like, oh my God. Auden Larrett snores like I couldn't fuck, like a lawnmower was going off in there. Anyways, so I see this. I go, yeah, what can I do for you? He's like, listen, man, I just want to tell you that I drove, I took the day off work and I drove all the way here from Houston, Texas. And I just, it's been my dream to meet Devin. I don't know when I'll get to do it again. And I don't know when he comes to, and he's like, and I've been waiting here for hours and he hasn't come down, but that's because he's upstairs in VIP and, you know, he's got obligations. And he's like, and they won't let us off the elevator or whatever, only VIPs. And I said, all right. I said, come follow me. He's like, you don't have a VIP badge. That's okay. I have a VIP face. That's what I said. So we get into the fucking into the VIP section. I said, just stick close to me, right? Because someone will ask you to leave, right? And this is how cool of a guy Devin is. Right in the middle of the room, he tells this little story how he took the day off work. He met that he was his idol and everything. And I took his phone, the kid's phone, and I was recording him. And Devin must have spent anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes giving him real fucking arm wrestling advice, or even arm wrestled him for real, like in the air. And like this fucking guy, like you could just see, like it was like meeting Wayne Gretzky or Michael Jordan. Like it was just like that level of intensity, right? And he asked, boy, he milked it, all the questions, and I was starting to be like, okay, it's time to go. I mean, I don't want to overstay my welcome either with this situation, right? So anyway, Devin was perfect with them though. We grabbed the phone. I said, "Listen, okay, we got to make our way to the elevators and stuff like that." And he's like, and when we got down to the lobby, he was like almost in tears. He was like, "Fucking thank you, man, thank you." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And I'm telling you, I have a feeling that guy is going to be a fucking champion one day. Do you know what I mean? Like that experience alone, just meeting your idol, and for once, meeting your idol wasn't a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever met an idol of yours before and you're like, man, I wish I hadn't?
Yep. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
definitely happens. They say never meet your heroes or your idols type of deal because you don't know what
and
kind of like that they are behind closed doors type of deal. But Devin is a genuine soul.
super
Yes, he
genuine.
is.
And Dan, you had a pretty fucking good go too, right? Because you were staff, you got to go. I saw you. You weaseled your way into everything, you know. Fucking anything cool, anything that was happening cool. There's fucking Dan. I'm like, look at this guy. Fucking, you know when they say, "I wish I was a fly on a wall." Dan was the fly on the wall that day. You know,
That's the biggest damn fly I've ever met.
he fucking man, that fucking that media pass he had, man, that must have been like gold or something. Jesus.
Oh, you mean this one right here?
Yeah, because because that pass got him into shit that even VIP couldn't, right? Like
Yeah.
because Dan got to go backstage into the green room. VIPs didn't. Am I right? The VIPs didn't go down. I
No.
got to go there,
You.
but
Yeah.
the other VIPs didn't get to go do that. But you did.
No.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
they didn't get to go in the back at all. I mean, I was outside hanging out, and then next thing you know, I'm doing my thing with Matt Mass and everybody. Next thing you know, Eddie, Brian Shaw, and Neil are out there. This is one of my highlights of the trip. And Matt Mask is fucked up because of me, and he goes to Brian and Neil. He goes, Neil, nice shoes. I wouldn't want to get kicked in the nuts with those things. And he had his pointy, shiny shoes on. And Brian and Neil looking at him like, and meanwhile, we know he's 3 sheets to the wind. So it was priceless. But I got to go. Yeah, I got to go everywhere, everywhere. Thank you to all the guys. Let me shout out now that I'm there. Adam Silva, everybody, all the production crew, to Robert Kelly, to Matt Rundle, who was there, to Texas Arm League. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Billy Ortegas.
Yeah, Billy Ortegas. Thank you, David, the whole crew. Everybody was great. We all got to see some good things, and but Ian was the biggest VIP there, no matter what he says. He got to see a lot. He got to see a lot more, and he what a weekend. He was very humble, and
Well, you have
it
to
was in a
be.
great.
You have to
Yeah,
be. I
it
mean,
was such a great
honestly,
moment,
I'm a
though.
prick. I'm a total prick who thinks this shit don't stink. But But you know, when you're representing Mac and JJ, you know, I don't want to embarrass anybody, so I had to do it. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I was humbled. The fact that you know, I mean, they treated me great. Robert Baxter and Dexter Tan, um, complete utter class acts. De-
Yeah.
Dexter Tan. I wasn't sure what to make of him when I first met him in at KOTT. Remember JJ? Like we met him there,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure how to make him. But I mean that's normal, right? First encounters. But we had dinner with him. Do you know this guy only is 2 IQ points below Einstein, and he's a member of Mensa.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, I didn't
he's
know
a
that.
very smart. He's a very smart man.
Like like
He was on the
yeah.
comms for us when we were doing the
And
production. So
he's slumming it with us
Yeah,
arm
bro.
wrestlers.
That's it. Like he was like, and he was talking about you know, very casually about he has some talented nieces and stuff, and they were like on Korean pop star bands and stuff like that. And he was talking about how his brother uh built a like sporting complex, like a multi-million-dollar sporting
Oh
complex
wow.
just for this. I forget the total story, so I'm gonna not tell it, but it was insane, you know? And I'm just sitting there like, man, I am at the wrong fucking table. I could never have a conversation. I could never like what am I gonna contribute to this fucking conversation? Yeah, I once built an arm wrestling table. This guy's building in a fucking sports complex for his daughter or something ridiculous like that. It was like, you know,
Hey,
this
Ian, slow your roll, man. Don't say so short. You built an arm wrestling table that's going to change the entire face of our sport. So
you think
let's.
do you guys actually believe that, or do you think we'll just carve out a good niche? Like that's because I'm happy with either, right? Like
um,
if we carve out a good niche and it blows up and everybody, I'm happy with that. But do you think it has a potential to take over?
Absolutely. Did you hear Coach Ray? I was going into the air. I was on the airplane. Coach Ray did a live YouTube while he was, right after the event, and he even said he talked about how you were there, and then how he talked about he wants to pull on the next Mac card. He loved him how fast it was, and that was right after the East first, right after the event. Okay. Now I heard it and I was like, wow. And you being there made a huge splash, and people are gonna, and it's gonna take over. You watch.
I actually I don't really I'm not tracking what you're talking about, East versus West, or what do you mean? Like after the Mac event, he went to the airport and he
No,
told you this?
no. After
All
the
right.
East versus West, I'm in the airplane. He's doing his YouTube recap of East versus West, and your name was brought up, and then it was Ian was so great. I pulled in the last Mac event. I can't wait to pull in the next one. Talking about how the speed and everything, how he likes the speed. It was brought up, and I was like, wow. Right after the East versus West event, it was brought up.
Really?
Bang. Yeah.
Really, really?
Yes,
Okay.
look,
I
go
haven't
look at
seen that.
his. It
Okay.
was the one right after right after the event Saturday.
Yeah, he had that on his channel. I saw that.
I what did he post that right after East versus West? I'm confused why you would do it after East versus West though.
Because it was a recap,
He
and
was
somebody
talking
asked
about East
him.
versus
Yeah,
West, the
So
recap.
it was a recap about East versus West and he was talking about Mac tables?
yeah, he was talking about Mac, the whole pro. Yeah,
Oh.
it's
It's
dead ass.
yeah, it's
Guys,
it's that
I
good.
really appreciate that. I'm just concerned about the political fallout for that for him.
Uh,
Like,
I don't. I
yeah.
think he did. There. All right, I agree what you're
I think he
saying, but
did
I
it
think it was
carefully.
done.
Knowing Ray, he did it carefully.
Did
He
he?
didn't. Yes, it
Yeah.
wasn't like it was just. But he
It
brought it
was
up, and he
wasn't
said,
an overshadow. Probably wasn't an
"No,
overshadow mention because
no,
listen.
Because I
There's
got
room for
news
this
for you
sport
guys.
to grow in
Uh,
all these different
yeah,
capacities,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I think there's a lot of room for this sport to grow in a lot of different capacities, and I
Right,
think,
right.
as you said, you have a foothold of a niche, and I think that foothold of a niche is going to becoming more appealing to newcomers to the sport, as well as some old timers in the sport and everywhere in between. I think that's one of the things when I say overtake it, I really do think it's going to become one of the major vehicles that allows the sport to become more mainstream.
I disagree with that. I think that's why East versus West is interested in us. I don't want to get into any kind of conversations about that, but there's Robert Baxter and I have been friends for 15 years, and why wouldn't he want to help his buddy out? And
Yeah.
in terms, and in addition to that, why wouldn't I want to help him out? Which is why I don't ever have a bad thing to say about East versus West. Those guys um, are doing their very, very best. And let's be honest, up until this past show, they were going 6, 7 hours plus. Do you know they were able to get that done in 4 hours?
Yep.
Impressive. Yeah.
That's fucking good. And they went one of the rules that did it was, I don't want to say they copied us, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say we might have influenced them, and that is,
Yeah, you had a little influence, I'd say.
do you think so? Do you, I don't know
Absolutely,
that. I don't know
absolutely.
that they never said to me that that was the case. They never once said to me that we influenced them, but maybe it was already. It's possible that they were already thinking about it. Okay, but
Yeah,
it's
they had
just
to
Yeah.
speed it up.
it's a
Every
coincidence. It's a
Yeah,
coincidence. So the point is, guys, that they made a rule at this East versus West that once you go to rest grip, you're in rest grip for the rest of the super match. I love it. I think
it
that's
made
Yeah.
it
and
made everything so much better.
it did.
Oh my God. Yes.
You know, so that's similar to our set grip and our rule for once you go straps, you're in straps for the remainder. So it's, I think that's the next step that they do. And I mean, like, come on, guys. Robert Baxter is putting his hard earned money into making the sport great. And when you know the kind of guy that Robert is, you want to cheer for him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he wants us to do well too. And that's kind of why I try to pump the brakes on guys getting a little overzealous about maybe saying a negative thing about East versus West. And, a lot of times people like to shit on the big establishment just because they're anarchists, right? And they don't realize all the moving parts that East versus West have to deal with. Like the political nightmare that is East versus West and WAF. It's like a lot of things that they want to be able to do, they just can't.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
They want to do it.
Their hands are tied. Their hands
Their
are tied because
hands.
they have to operate within a certain realm, and that. But here's the piece that I love about the sport and the growth. There's room for us all to grow. They can
Well,
grow even with their hands tied.
and that is why I kind of I know JJ and I differ a little bit on this, but I mean it's a friendly difference of opinion. But he likes the fact that we are arm wrestling and that we should be integrated with everybody else in terms of, and for the inclusion thing. I get that, and I don't want to not include people, but when I'm talking about inclusion, I mean I want us to separate ourselves from the system. Okay. Like we'll have all of you come over and pull, but whatever you do in Mac affects Mac business and Mac business only. Rankings affects only Mac rankings, and if you beat Brandon Assessor at an event, but you were below him in a North American standings, well, I'm sorry, you don't get that. You know what I mean? Right now, that's not the case. Right now, they're taking your wins in consideration. But when we get, what I would like is if we had our own classification of sport, then honestly, the doors open up everything to us because we can have an IFA ref with an WAF puller with a fucking AW guy with a, you know what I mean? It won't matter because
Yeah.
it's a different sport and we're
Different entity
apolitical.
altogether. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just apolitical. There's nothing. It's a different sport. It's like just because you arm wrestle for WAF doesn't mean you can't start bowling. Well, you can't. You're not a WAF bowler. You know what the fuck, right? It's a
Yeah.
different sport, right? So, and as long as we don't affect the rankings of like a North America or a world, because let's be honest, the truth is, if we're big enough and we deserve to be the big shot, then the MAC rankings are the world rankings and the North American rankings anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? If we're big enough, then do you guys see what I'm saying? Like if
Well,
we
it's like the golf. It's like the PGA and Live. And there you go.
yeah, but like what I'm saying is if we become so big that we're the show on ESPN and it,
Yep.
like UFC champion, the UFC champion is considered the world champion. Am I
Yeah.
wrong on that? Am I
No.
wrong?
No, you're absolutely
Okay,
correct.
so
Yeah,
so when
UFC's the top.
so
I
when
mean,
when Mac becomes super famous, if the Mac champion, then the Mac champion is the world champion. You know what I mean? So, and right now, the East versus West champion is the world champion. Like, it's nice to have a WAF title, but you're not considered the best. The best
No.
is who wins
Guys, I'm
East
gonna
versus.
have to head out here, man. I'm gonna go to sleep. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
What pussy? Go to sleep for work. Oh my god.
I will say it's one of the later running shows that we've had in a while, Ian. But it's all good because
Is
we
it
got good stuff
2 o'clock?
going on.
What time is it?
No.
No.
Almost
It's
midnight.
11:42.
Oh, okay.
But we've been at it for 2 hours.
Because I was gonna puss out and go to bed too.
Well,
Hey,
you know what? It is a good time to wrap it up.
Steve, hold on. I just wanted to say thanks again for this past weekend, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
Always.
I love the drip, Steve. Fucking making Mac look good, buddy.
Thanks,
And I'm
man.
gonna go
Absolutely.
soon. So before I do, Cody, I wanted to say it was a pleasure meeting you and your girlfriend, and you guys are great and respectful, and it was a pleasure to have you at the event, honestly, and everyone enjoyed that you were there and that you pulled in the tournament afterwards, and so it was just a great way to meet you. So I just wanted to say thanks for that.
And you got
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it was great meeting you as well. And I think, everything ran super smooth. That was one of the most, professional, matches I've ever had. From the way it was ran, from the way everything was handled, the reffing was great. I had, no complaints. Um, and yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah,
having
no,
me.
it was. I'm
That's
glad
awesome.
it worked out how it did, and you were the one that was able to take the match, and you came there and took the time and the long drive, and we will, like Ian said, we'll get you on some of the bigger cards, some of the bigger events and the pay-per-views and all that. But for you to come to this smaller MAC event and put on the show that you did, and uh, I just we really appreciated you doing that. So thank you.
It was definitely.
Yeah, man, I'm glad I was able to put on a show
Yeah,
and make it entertaining
no,
for
you
super
really
everybody.
did.
impressive. Yeah,
That's all.
You
very,
really did.
very, very impressive. Yeah.
You're very marketable. You're very marketable. Like we're gonna make you famous.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Oh, you're
Not
talking to
against
Cody?
it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you're
So
already famous, JJ. Jesus, stop. It's about it, JJ. It's about our pullers, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's what I
Jesus.
meant.
Oh God.
No, but
as somebody that's pulled on the Mac card, I really did enjoy it. Myself and Cody. I didn't get to see all your matches, but the little highlights I did get to see, damn man, I can't wait to see where you go with it. So keep it up.
oh yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm super excited.
yeah,
Super
he's
excited
a
for the
beast. I'm
future.
excited to watch his
He's
next matches
he's
wherever
got a
they're at.
future. He's got a future, and there's in your weight category. Oh my God,
And and
we
and
could
I'm pretty
so
sure
many guys.
you're like 25 years old, right, Cody?
Are you
No,
Yeah, I
25?
he's
just
a
turned
kid.
25.
25.
Young.
Yep.
Oh,
25.
there's a
Yep.
guy
This
from
will
Jersey that we need
year
to get on
4
the card too.
for it, I
I
believe.
forget. He's like a 20-year-old. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 300 something pounds. I keep forgetting his name. I fucking love the kid. You guys will
Moose.
figure it out and help me recruit him again. I think it's Andrew, maybe Andrew. I can't remember.
I think
Anyway,
it's a Moose. Is his nickname?
might be. It would suit him. He
Give me
was
a
in
second.
he was in Jersey when we went to Knuckles Up, JJ.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? Okay, good.
Yep. Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about, too.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to Fuck Off Island now. And
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate having you all on. I really do. It is late for me as well. My wife's giving me a look. She sent me a text message. Where the hell are you? Because I'm in the garage right now. So I'm gonna end the show. But I wanted to say to everybody, please check out Mac. Look at what they're doing. They are changing the game of our sport, changing the face of our sport. Everything about it is exciting and enthralling to be a part of. You know, I can only hear it for myself. Hear it, listen to Cody. Watch Cody. Follow him on Facebook. Watch Dan Sent on Facebook, Instagram, and also stay tuned for our June 7th summer kickoff event because you're going to see Mac rules on a Mac table at our event with no elimination format. It's a great collaboration story, and we're looking forward to having it all. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
gentlemen.
Thanks all you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
bye.
See you guys in a